Hi.
So, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah, so as Ramesh mentioned, client selection is a very important step in federated learning model training. So, now I'll be discussing one of the protocol or procedure for client selection in FL with heterogeneous resources in Mobile Edge. So to start with, uh, as Ramesh has already mentioned, in FL protocol, the centralized server randomly selects the clients, distributes the model, and then the clients will update the model with their own data and then upload it to the server. So the server then aggregates all the model updates from all the clients. So in this scenario, there can be like this overall training process can be inefficient where the clients are heterogeneous. For example, like different clients can have different computational resources or the data available within the client can be different. So for example, if a client has huge amount of data, it takes a lot of time for the model to be trained. So taking into consideration of all these scenarios, this paper has proposed a protocol called FedCS, which is Federated Learning Client Selection. So this protocol is again the usual protocol which is used in FL. So coming to federated learning client selection, the two steps which differentiate this protocol with the usual one is the resource request and the client selection steps. So in the resource request, the MEC here is the mobile edge computing operator. In our case, this will be a centralized server. So before client selection, the centralized server will query all the clients for the resource information. So after the clients notify the server with their information, depending on that information, the centralized server will select the clients and then see like if they are eligible to go through the further steps within a certain deadline. So all through this paper, the certain deadline is the time limit. And then the other steps are like distributing the model and then the clients update and upload the models. So the main important step is this client selection. So how exactly this is done, we'll discuss now. So in this paper, they have formulated the client selection as the maximization problem with respect to S, where S is denoted as the sequence of clients selected. And they have defined a few terms called T round. T round is the time required for each round. So in this paper, they have modeled this whole one iteration as one round. So this T round is set by the centralized server itself. And TCS is the time required for the client selection, and T aggregation is the time required for aggregating all the models by the server. The main factor here which affects this client selection based on this resource constraints is this theta, which is the elapsed time. So this is the estimated elapsed time, like from the beginning of this scheduled update or upload step until the KI client completes the update and upload procedures. So here we have a few more terms called this TUD is the time taken for the update and this TUL is the time taken for the upload. So in the upload case, it is straightforward as the total time taken for upload is the time taken for individual uploads by the each client. However, for the update, the model updates can be performed like when some other clients are undergoing this upload step, right? So they have modeled this total time taken for update as individual time updates as long as they are within the previous time lapse. So it will be the maximum of 0 or the time taken for the model update minus this previous elapsed time. So this is basically the client selection algorithm. So firstly, the server selects the clients randomly and then gets its resource information. And after that, like then all these estimated time lapse and all the parameters are calculated. And then if this total time is less than this T round, then the client is added to this set S. And this iteration goes on until the T final, which is the final deadline time. So in this paper, they have conducted the results on CIFAR 10 and the fashion MNIST datasets with both IID and non-IID settings. So they have used a basic CNN with some like 6 layers. So in IID settings, the accuracy is like around 0.79 and 0.91. So here they have tabulated the results like with varying this T round time, which we have discussed. So with the non-IID setting, the accuracy is somewhat low, as you can see. And then these are the graph between the accuracy and the total elapsed time. And then this 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes is the total round time. So with varying round time, these graphs are plotted. And as you can see, with higher lower T round, the model convergence is like slower. So we can say that this round time selected must be neither too long or too short. And in this paper, they have also mentioned that a better method for selecting this round time can be to change it dynamically. However, they haven't discussed much about this. And additionally, they've also mentioned that in non-IID settings, we can use model compression techniques to increase the more number of clients and improve the accuracy. So this is much about this paper. Thank you. Any questions, anyone?
Hi, Niharika. Thanks for the presentation.
Was I too
Does
fast?
I do have a couple of questions, but we'll just discuss them. But before me, does anyone wants to like ask any questions? I specifically have around algorithms. Maybe other guys have to. Can you open that slide?
Okay.
Does anyone has any questions around that?
I do. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to understand it.
Uh, uh, okay, maybe we can all just go through the algorithm in a greater detail, and then we'll have much more things to discuss, I guess.
Yeah, that would be
Uh,
great.
Niharika, while you were describing this, what is X over here?
Like X is the set of clients which will satisfy all this criterion.
Okay. So what's the intuition behind TUD minus theta? So theta, I assume, is the total time elapsed, right?
Yes, yes.
So
So the thing is, suppose in the first round, I have say two clients, one and two. Uh, Within the first T round, client one, I'm able to complete whole the update and upload step. However, in client two, maybe it has a large amount of data and it has taken more time to update. So after the first round, in the second round, this time will be like more than the this time elapsed, right? So here,
oh,
in considering the total time update, we are removing the first elapsed time.
I see. So it's more like say there were 15, say 50 workers that were participated in a cycle, out of which only say 40 workers updated their model within the time limit that was given,
Yes.
right?
Meanwhile,
So
the other 10 can be updating, like can be in the training process.
okay, so uh, those other 10, for those other 10, this TKJUD would be for the previous round, not the current round. So
This
even though,
TKJ is like the total one from the beginning.
oh, okay.
So it's both round one and
Yes.
round two.
Yes. And then we are removing the time elapsed for the round one.
Okay,
Okay.
because that would be the total amount of time it is going to take for round two.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now for every client, you will have one TUD, right?
Yes.
So you will have 50 TUDs. Some of it will be for round one, and some for which it will be for round two.
Okay.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
asking, right? Or for every round, you will have 50 TUDs
No,
and
no. It differs from round to round. So
exactly. Oh, okay. Ah, okay. Okay. I'm slowly getting a hang of this. Okay. Can you go to the beginning? Okay. So let
beginning
us,
this one.
yeah, yeah. Sorry if I'm a little slow with this, but at the beginning, you randomly select clients K, right? Now let us say that you have 35 clients. Okay.
Okay.
Now what happens next? While K is greater than 0, which we have already uh, satisfied, we do um, X equal to argmax of for each and every client in the random selected clients.
Yes.
What is this TD?
So
The
this
first
TD
term.
is the time taken for the distribution. So all these like TD and this TCS and T aggregated, they have neglected in this paper.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So like while they are calculating this max, they are neglecting these TD, or
No,
like
not
apparently
this
they're using
one.
it.
These the other ones.
Oh,
So
so they're
there were a lot mentioned, right? This TCS, T aggregated and all.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
for the whole process, they have neglected those.
Have they
Wow.
explained
Yeah,
anywhere?
assuming that the computation capability of the server was sufficiently high, they have neglected.
So aggregation and client selection. Oh, so this is the time to run selection procedure, or what,
Yes,
TCS.
yes, yes,
So the computation time is negligible.
yes.
That is acceptable. Aggregation itself should not take a lot of time. So,
Sorry, Varun,
but
can you just repeat that again? For which part are you mentioning this?
so this is like in the total time taken for completing the round,
Okay,
the time required for doing the mean of all the models, that is
correct.
negligible, right? So
Right, right.
similarly, for selecting a one candidate out of all at one point would be like just the computation that happens on the server
Ah,
would take
okay,
negligible
got
time.
it. Got it. So that first part of the equation, which is why you said it is negligible. So, which is why they're considering only the max of 0,
This
comma.
update time, yes.
Got it.
So it will be like they'll be selecting the clients with the minimum update time.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay.
And
Sorry. Now I'm up to date with what the conversation is. Cool.
what's the update time exactly? So, like when the
Update
client,
time,
yeah,
yeah, is the time for training and then updating the model weights. That is update time.
okay, so once the central server sends a model to the client, it trains on it and then sends it back. So that complete time is TUD.
No,
Uh,
uploading time is different again. The upload time is UL again. UD is just the time to update the model weights.
oh, so not sending it back, but just updating it on the
Yes,
device.
yes, yes,
Okay. And theta is our total elapsed time.
yes, which is initialized to 0.
And at next phase, it would be T update plus T upload. That makes sense. And T update would be TUD for 1. Okay. And for the next cycle, it would be TUD minus T1 UD minus T0 UD and max of that.
Yes. So
So
this is because this T round is always fixed, right? So consider a client which suppose the T round is like 3 minutes, and there's a client which takes like 5 minutes to train the model. So then without this, it will never satisfy this condition, right?
So, so basically, a client that takes 5 minutes to do for which the TUD is 5. Am I correct? Or
Yes,
right?
T.
So if the client has TUD equal to 5, we should actually reject that client because it's out of the deadline for completing the round, right?
In the first round we'll reject because by the time in T round it is not updated, it has not completed the whole procedure, right?
Right. So, and when the next round starts, that
It,
device is still doing its previous computation,
yes,
right?
yes, it is
So,
continuing with that,
so
and
we
then
should actually remove that computation as well because that model is now stale, right?
no, here that
No, I
is
don't
not
think.
how they are doing. So like after the first round, like after the first 3 minutes, and
Yeah.
then in the fifth minute, this model completes its update, right?
Yeah.
So, in the second round, then it will be qualified for this condition.
Okay. Because the difference would be 2 minutes
Yes, yes.
and 3 minutes for previous round plus 2 minutes plus upload time. That is theta dash for the new time and adding aggregation CS and all others. It's
Yeah,
T.
so that's how we are not rejecting the clients which take more time to update.
I see.
Got it.
So basically, that device wasn't there in the previous round, but it was added in the
Second
in
round.
second round, even though
Yes.
it was accepted in the previous round. Is that the case?
Yes, it was selected but it was still updating. So it was considered for the second round again.
Okay.
So I just have one more question here. Uh,
Yes.
in the next round, right? So
Yes.
at the beginning, you randomly select clients,
Yes.
correct? In the next round, do you again randomly uh, select
No.
clients? But then
No.
the initial set of clients that were left out, what
Yes.
happens to them?
After we after a particular client satisfies this condition, right? So then we'll be adding it to this set and then remove it from the initially selected client, so that we won't be getting multiple updates from the same set of clients. As you can see, there is this step called remove X from
Correct,
KDAG.
correct. And
Remove.
then they have add X to S. So this makes sense, which is cool. Now, uh, I'm just trying to figure out where in this process the other clients also start participating.
So I think the flow is going something like this. So say this the cycle starts. I randomly select k workers out of those,
Correct.
and then from these k workers I do this client selection protocol,
Correct.
and keep filling my S for certain number of time, and finish the entire training process based on those S points, right? I aggregate the models, do everything that needs to be done, and I finish this cycle. Next, I again randomly select new k points for next cycle, and then it would start doing this client selection again, because you can see the graph that's close by, the diagram nearby. So each FL cycle would be this complete resource request, client selection, distribution, schedule and update, upload and aggregation. So at every client selection would start with randomly selecting k points, and then it will do all this step in between from those. It
So
could be you
here,
pick up all the points, like if you have small number of workers.
yeah, got it. So here, one cycle you mean is one round, right?
Uh, yeah, I think the one round is the entire cycle. Yeah.
Yeah, then it makes sense. So then second round you again randomly sample and you go down the entire thing. Okay,
Yeah.
very
Okay.
interesting.
I kind of got this. I'll go. Yeah. So I still have to develop the intuition behind it, but seems to make sense.
Yeah, I also think that it is just working on the basis of local computation power of the device and its bandwidth, right? Only two factors,
Yes.
and not on the fairness of the update.
No, no.
Yeah.
I
This.
think this will make a lot of sense when it has been deployed on edge devices, of different compute powers and
Yeah. Right.
But it will require too much computation, right? If with too many devices, too many comparisons.
So that's what they're saying. So like running this client selection on the cloud server does not take a lot of time, because you already have this TUD, TUL values
But
with you.
it will change na, in every iteration.
Yeah. So like for cloud, since it's doing heavy computation, it would still be lesser than say what aggregation is doing
Yeah.
or scheduled update and all those processes doing. So that's why they are considering it as negligible time.
Yes.
yeah.
So, but I do get your point. Client selection here is only, it's like based on the network properties and the device properties, but not on the malicious
Yeah.
capacities of the worker. So if a
There is
worker is malicious,
flexibility of updates, kind
yeah.
of. And they are told about maximization algorithm, but it is just a simple comparison, right? It's
And so it's kind of trying to maximize something, though I'm not exactly
nothing is
sure
maximized
what.
here. It is just best m out of n.
Yeah. So like it's whatever algorithm was, whatever device was working previously, if it's gonna submit the diff in this cycle, we'll just select it. If it's not gonna submit it in this cycle, we'll reject it. So it's something like this.
Because no profit and nothing is maximized. Okay.
Yeah, it's not that smart, I guess. Yeah.
No, I think what you're saying is right. You want to make sure that you're going to have the maximum number of clients possible within a certain amount of time.
Mhm.
Yeah. So like we'll try to, like, based on the values that we have acquired from the previous iterations, we'll have these TUDs and all these values, and then based on those, I think we'll select these workers for further rounds, right? uh, so this TUD is evaluated at every instant, or we are using the previous iterations TUD?
At every iteration, it is written the maximum of the previous iteration and current iteration, right? TUD max of.
So we will only have this TUD value when that client submits a diff to us. Is that what it means?
Yeah, and even it is about that we will get every update, right? And then we will select that which to. Then how does it benefit that? I'm thinking. Or based on previous one, we are selecting the new update.
No, wait. How can we know TUD? TUD
Yeah,
is
exactly.
available on the device, right? We know TUD plus TUL. The entire time we can know on the cloud side, but TUD is only available at the device itself, right?
Yeah, so they're finding this out based on this resource request. They didn't mention how exactly they're doing this, but
Before running this aggregation, this entire protocol, they are first asking these TUDs and everything from the client.
yes.
Ah, okay. Now I get it. Okay, but
Yeah, we can take the positive that these things are there, and we have to add the fairness and heterogeneity kind of. That is already.
yeah, so like when you do resource request, you first like understand, like ask the client to give us the time to update and the time to
Upload.
upload, and then based on those requests we select which particular client to do. So we might not be able to get their diffs from the device, but we would still have these values. So it might be possible that by the time that diff comes, we already have finished this particular round. Yeah, I guess that's their end goal. Okay, makes sense. So, um, okay, I got the algorithm. Does anyone has any other questions? I guess